the stories we tell ourselves. So many stories that we have unknowingly acquired. We have acquired so much. Unbeknown to us, we just keep acquiring unless we let it go. We acquire so much and keep building up on our identity, and we believe it's part of our identity, it's part of us. And from the moment we are born, we start acquiring things that we learn from school, from the schools that we go to, from the society that we live in, from families, from our living environment. Then we grow up from our families, from our friends, from our colleagues, from our peers. We just acquire so much information, and that becomes part of us. Part of the outer self that we begin to create based on that. All this information that we collect. And we didn't know that so many of them we had to just let go. We didn't know that we had to just experience and let go. The ones that are not really serving their purpose, but there isn't anything such as not serving the purpose. Everything serves a purpose. Whether we call them positive or negative, there's nothing such as good or bad. Everything serves a purpose. So some experiences come to teach us. They may not be pleasant at the moment when we are going through, but they come to teach us something. And we've asked for it. We've asked for that experience. And some experiences are light and easy and joyful, so we easily experience it without any complaints or without worrying too much about it. And so it does not remain within us, and that's why joy seems so fleeting. They seem to come and go. Happiness seems so fleeting because it's light and easy. They come in and they go. But what do we hold on to? All the things that we hold on to. The anger, the grudges. He did this to me 10 years ago. She treated me this way 20 years ago. And we lose our loved ones. And that's part of life. We all lose our loved ones. At some point, we're all going to go, leave this physical body. And so it's part of the human experience that we do lose our loved ones at some point. But we hold on to that sadness. Yes, at the moment, at the time that we lose our loved ones, it is not easy for us to go through that separation, the physical separation. We long for that physical closeness, that connectivity in this physical world, in this physical reality that we live in. And so it's not easy when we have to let go. And yes, it can take time, and that's absolutely fine. We can take our time, but we don't have to hold on to the sadness. But we hold on. We lost somebody 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but we're still holding on to that sadness today. Somebody did something that I feel was wrong towards me, or I perceived it as wrong done to me, and I hold on to that hurt, that rejection. That was 5 years ago, that was 15 years ago, that was 25 years ago. Why do I need to still hold on to that? So unbeknown to us, we hold on to various energies, frequencies because all emotions are just frequencies that we're holding on to, energies that we're holding on to within ourselves. We're holding on to these grudges, these resentments, these anger, the fear, the sadness. We pick up something from somewhere. If somebody said something that has transferred fear onto us, or we watch something on the news that is full of fear, we pick that up, and that remains a part of us until we bring our awareness to it, until we realize that this is something that is remaining in me. For so many people, it can become the belief system. If you watch something on the news or on the internet, and certain information that has been recorded in your brain, in your system, as something scary, something fearful, and that remains, and that can remain in the brain for a very long time, playing it again and again as a belief system. So every time you want to do something that is the thing that you have watched on the news that says this is going to do this, or it's going to happen that, and therefore you have that fear programming within you already. And when you want to do that, you may not be able to do it because that fear is going to stop you. And so unbeknown to us, there's so much information that we acquire, and we didn't know that this was being activated again and again, playing our part in our daily lives and controlling our lives, not letting us move forward. And that's what holding on to really means, not able to move forward. If something happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and you're still holding on to that grudge, you're still holding on to that anger, you're still holding on to that resentment, then you are still living in that past. You're still living in that 20 years ago, in that 30 years ago. You're not allowing yourself to move forward. And how it happens is that every time you think of that situation or the person, let's say somebody did something to you 20 years ago and you're still very angry about that. So every time you think of that person, whether that person is still in your life or not, whether that person is already gone from your life 20 years ago, but every time you think of that person, because you are holding on to that anger gets reactivated automatically. You think of that person. So in reality, that person is not here. It's he or she is not here right next to you in the physical. But just by the power of your thoughts, you are thinking about that person, and that anger is activated, reawakened within you. So every time we do this, the grudges that we hold on to, the resentment, the anger, the hurt, the rejection, the shame, the guilt, every time we do this, we think of that situation or we think of that person, we are reactivating, reawakening those energies, those frequencies within ourselves. And so we continue to live in the past. Something that happened 20 years ago, you are still living it today, because as you're thinking it, it's very much alive. It's very much real, and you are reacting to it automatically. It's very much real. And so it's up to you whether you want to continue living in the past or you want to let it go. How do you feel? How do you feel holding on to these grudges, this anger, this resentment? How does it make you feel? Ask yourself that question. Do you want to be that person who still wants to be angry about something that happened 20 years ago, or want to hold on to that resentment about something that happened or towards somebody that happened 30 years ago? Do I want to be that person, or do I want to just let go and move forward? How do I feel? Do I feel good that I'm holding on to this? I feel when this anger is activated within me, when it's reactivated within me, when this resentment, these grudges, this feeling of fear and sadness is reawakened within me, how do I feel? Do I feel good about it? And if the answer is no, if I don't feel good about it, why do I need to hold on to it? So I just need to let it go. And the journey of letting go begins with this awareness. This is the only way we can start to teach ourselves to let go. Without awareness, we are stuck in that loop of automatic reaction. We're stuck in that loop of the brain bringing up that memory and reacting to it. It's the brain's job to do that. The brain's job is to memorize and replay. And if you don't want the brain to do that, then that's a problem, because we want the brain to do that. The brain's job is to memorize, replay, record, replay, memorize, replay. That's the brain's job, and this is why we're able to move our hands, we're able to speak, we're able to remember things. The body's reflexes, that the brain continues to do that replay every day for us, that we're able to function in this way, so it's a good thing. But when we're not aware, the separation between the two does not happen. While the action, the reflexes, the brain's function to move our body, etc. is all good, and therefore it should continue to replay every day. How to move my hands, how to move my feet, how to move my lips to speak. If the brain stops, and I won't remember how to do these things, right? These are good things. These are fundamental for my functioning as a human being. But when we're not able to separate, what about the ones that we're holding on to that we don't need to replay? This is when the brain is automatically doing that. Holding on to it, replaying it, and then we are reacting to it. The moment it's replayed, we are reacting to it. So this is where the power of awareness comes in. Until we're aware, we're not able to identify what is happening in the unconscious, what is being replayed, what is being reawakened, re-triggered, reactivated again and again, and many times unbeknown to us. Because if it's something that happened that long ago, you may not even be thinking about it consciously, but the moment something triggers it, a memory triggers it, and then the automatic reaction happens, and you feel that anger once again rising within you. So it is the power of awareness that is going to help us, to take us on that journey, to stop the stories that we're telling ourselves, because it's just stories. If it happened 20 years ago and we're still telling that story today, then we are keeping the story alive. I am keeping my story alive. Do I want to keep the story alive, is the question. And if the answer is no, I don't want to live in the past. I don't want to hold on to these grudges. I don't want to hold on to this shame. I don't want to hold on to this anger. I want to let go. And that's when you can begin the journey of letting go. And I know it's not easy. We didn't know that we had to let go. So many things we unknowingly collected, acquired, and just kept it all in there, not knowing that we were doing that even. We were not taught as children. We were not taught in schools. And most of us, our parents did not even teach us, because they themselves didn't know how to let go. And so we never learned how to let go. So we just kept everything in, held on to everything, bottled up everything, suppressed everything. We didn't know that we had to let go. So it takes time to teach ourselves. And that's okay. It's okay to take the time. It's okay to be gentle with oneself, to be kind with oneself, just as you would be kind to another, showing that kindness to oneself in this journey of letting go. That you may not be able to let go of that anger straight away today. That you may not be able to let go of that resentment in one realization, in that one moment of realization. And that's okay. As long as you have begun the journey, that's what matters. That you have brought your awareness to yourself that I have been holding on to these grudges. I have been holding on to this anger. I have been holding on to this hurt, this rejection. They meant only growth for me. Whatever experiences that I unknowingly asked for myself so that I can grow from it. I didn't know that, but now I know. I can let go of that grudge. I can let go of that anger. I can let go of that resentment. All into the light, all cleansed and transmuted. You can let go. And as you begin your journey of letting go, one will pull up the other. As you work on that anger, of letting go of that anger, then you will start to see the fear, and you will see the resentment, and you will see the guilt, because they will begin to show up, because you have started to see, you have started to listen to yourself. And so it will start to show up, it will start to show up. And that's all wonderful. Take your time and just start the journey of letting go. Letting go of the past, letting go of the hurt, letting go so that we can evolve. As we remain in the past, we cannot rise in our evolution story. We cannot go up the level in this game of life. And so, enjoy the journey. And whatever comes up, teach yourself to look at yourself as you would do to a child who didn't know how to do this, with kindness, with love, with gentleness. And enjoy every moment of learning to let go. It's a journey, whatever time it takes, and it's all good. So, let's begin the journey of letting go. I know it's not easy, but I'm here to assist. Let's begin the journey today.